I'm so glad you picked up, my girls. We have a conversation to have really, really quickly. I want to get into this. Is everybody in here? My beehive and any other fandom you are part of? Honestly, I think this conversation can apply to a lot of stands, to be quite honest. A lot of people that you may love. As you can read by the title of this call, yeah, I just want to get straight to the point. No shade. Girl, nobody, and I mean nobody, is the next Beyonce. I just think this conversation needs to stop. I think this discourse needs to quit when we see a poppin' black female artist with beautiful hair or beautiful wig flowing in the wind on stage that can sing and dance at the same time. However, I know there's no harm, but it can be harmful. And can I break it down for you? That's why I wanted to call you and kind of just see where you at with this. Because I feel like in most cases, there's no harm in saying, well, da-da-da is the next blah, blah, blah. But it actually, as an artist, right, does more harm than good. We don't need a next Beyonce because she's still here. She's still here doing very well. One of the top selling tours of all time. So, I mean, there's no demand for the next Beyonce. And I think even for Beyonce, I feel like it's flattering to say, but even for Beyonce, I feel like she'd probably be like, why are you not letting her or whoever you're trying to compare me to shine? Let her do her thing. We can also even apply this to when people say, like Tyla's a new girl coming up. I was going to talk about her and her come up, and I've been on Tyla since last year, actually. Or was it earlier this year? She has a song called Been Thinking, and I always love that song. I see her now coming up, and everybody's like, we got the new Rihanna. And I'm like, as flattering as that is to both girls, no, she's not. There will never be another Rihanna. And I need people to understand there will never be another Nicki. There'll never be another Taylor. There will never be another Adele. There will never be another Gaga, because at the end of the day, these women have cemented themselves in pop culture, but also in this industry. The thing is, they're not replaceable, right? But this brings me to my next point of why why we kind of feel like this, right? And why maybe we are saying, there's the next X, Y, and Z, thank God. There's a light at the end of this dark-ass tunnel. And the dark-ass tunnel is the music industry flopping currently right now. So I grew up in the 2010s. Like the 2010s was like, for me, that was my teenage years, my 20s. Like, well, I'm still in my 20s, but you know what I mean? Like that was my time, right? The 2010s was my time. And I hate to sound like that old booger back in my day. But yeah, bitch, back in my day. Okay? The 2010s was just 3 years ago. Back in my day, the girls had to work, right? The girls had to really prove themselves to be the superstars that they are today. But it took 10, 12 years to cement them in this iconic realm, right? Beyonce, Gaga, Rihanna, Nicki, Taylor, these girls, Adele, these girls did not just wake up and be legendary. However, they did come out the gate swinging, okay? But this is the time where music was still tangible. They had to come out swinging or it wouldn't gonna work. Okay. The standards in the music industry was a lot, I would say, harsher. Okay. And that's down to body size, singing, skin color. Honey, I remember when they told Gaga she was too ethnic, honey, they used to give my girl a big ass bang to hide the Italian of it all. Yes, oh yes. You couldn't have cellulite. Okay, we remember how Hollywood used to be, still is, but we ain't gonna talk about that. We ain't gonna crack that. But I mean, that's what it is. But because of those standards, and sometimes unrealistic standards too, let's be honest. And there was a lot of talented people and a lot of talented girls back in the 2010s that I felt like their music or their success fell upon deaf ears because they didn't fit that mold of superstardom. In the 2010s, in my opinion, we were looking for superstars. And we got them. We got them even down to like Paramore, Demi Lovato, Miley Cyrus, superstar, people that are still submitted in the industry today that can drop an album and we live for them. So in my humble opinion, I think there's only a few superstars today. I want to say my girl Dorisha Kitty, of course. I think Megan Thee Stallion. I think Billie Eilish. I think Olivia Rodrigo. Victoria Monet. Absolutely. Clearly. Speaking of Victoria Monet, because this kind of brought up this discourse because of her current tour. I don't know if you had a chance to go to the Jaguar tour. It's absolutely amazing. By the time this comes out, I think it's wrapping up though, so I don't know if you got your chance to go see it. A lot of people were seeing her tour clips and was like, oh, this is Beyonce. And even I have said, like, she clearly studied the book of the Beyonce experience in my mind. But studying the book of somebody is way better than saying, well, they're the next Beyonce. And nobody in this world can think like moi, because she's twisted. She's contradicted. I couldn't help myself. I'm such a fucking stan. I reacted to Victoria Monet's Jimmy Fallon performance on My Mama. It's on Patreon exclusively right now. So first link in the description below if you want to watch that, because Victoria ate, bitch, okay? Yes, the Titus Patreon family gets exclusive videos like that, honey. I'm so sorry. You have to come be a part to get into the gig. Within this new climate, we've allowed mediocrity to be so loud. In the industry, we have allowed mediocrity. I'm gonna bring that back one more time. We, as an audience, as a consumer, have allowed mediocrity to be so loud. And because of that, nothing's sticking. Nothing feels like an actual project. And like I said, back in the 2010s, you know, when they were hyped about digital sales and music was still tangible. There's something about music still being tangible back then that made superstars, because to make people get out their house to go buy a CD, you gotta be that girl. Sorry. So I wanna go back to what I was just saying about being inspired, right? About how I said Victoria definitely studied the book of Beyonce. And that's fine, like Normani, right? These girls are so beautiful, so sickening. And we talk about Chloe. We talk about, Chloe's another superstar, Halle, another superstar of the generation. And we talk about Chloe and Normani, girls that can dance and sing at the same time. That's really more so the base of this whole next Beyonce conversation. That's kind of like the standard criteria to be considered the next Beyonce, is to be able to sing, dance at the same time, have, you know, look fierce and be able to give it, right? You can say that somebody studied these people, and you should be able to find the inspiration in your favorite artists, of their inspirations, I should say, right? Like Beyonce, we knew Beyonce was inspired by Tina Turner. We knew she was inspired by Whitney Houston. We knew she was inspired by Michael Jackson and Prince. It's clear as day. Like, it's clear as day. And even, I remember that back in like 2006, I remember clear as day, before Beyonce even performed with Tina Turner, people used to always say, in like the generation before us, right, used to say, oh, that girl Beyonce, she knows she want to be Tina Turner. And I'm like, she should be inspired by Tina Turner to add elements of her to her artistry. That's just what happens when you're inspired, honey. But see, the thing is, when people say, well, she's the next X, Y, and Z, that is kind of defeating to the artist, because now that pressure of, I am, you know, well, I look like the next Beyonce, or I give the next Beyonce, that pressure on that artist is so crushing. And I don't know if people think about that, but it is very crushing to be said, you are the next, this huge, been working for 20 plus years as woman, and I just came out. Yes, I'm sickening. Thank you so much. But I still have so much to grow. I have so much to develop. You know, these new girls and these new artists, and I'm speaking about myself too, okay? We have so much to open up about ourselves, and you have so much to find. And I feel like when you compare somebody so quickly, it kind of strips away that fun of finding new elements of yourself as a new artist. And so that's why I say, I don't think it's there to cause harm. I don't think it's there to make people feel some type of way. However, it can do more harm than good to be comparing somebody like this. So this is all I want to come on here and make a quick Skype call about. I've been seeing a lot of discourse on social media about being the next Beyonce. And I'm like, there is no next, nobody on this world, on this breathing, living earth is going to be the next Beyonce, because Beyonce is still here. She's very, 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 very sickening. And when she's passed on and leave her legacy behind, there will still, not even Blue Ivy will be Beyonce, okay? And that's literally her twin. It's because Beyonce is Beyonce, and let new artists come in and be them. If you see the inspiration there, it's beautiful. It's nice to say, oh my God, girl, you giving very much. You can tell that you're inspired by, but to say she's the next one, that's tired. I'm sorry. It's so good to go ahead and take artists as face value and let them grow and develop without having this expectation of them to kind of replace a fave or somebody that is great, because we do need more superstars in today's industry. Facts. One more time before I go, Titus Army, if you want to watch the exclusive Victoria Monet Jimmy Fallon performance, it's on the Titus Patreon family. It's in the Titus Patreon as we speak. First link in the description below, and I will catch you over there. All right, Titus Army, let me know in the comments below what you guys think about this topic. Do you feel like we should keep saying the next X, Y, and Z, or do you see what I'm saying? What do you feel like? All right, Titus Army, I love you bitches for picking up my call all the time, and I will catch y'all in the next one. Bye, Army.